is Trisha Augustine, and today I'm going to talk to you all about one of the most fascinating and rare phenomenon in the world of immunohematology, which is the Rh null blood type, which is also known as the golden blood to researchers. I'm going to begin by briefly exploring the Rh blood group system, and then I'll move on to what makes Rh null so unique, including its clinical significance, genetics, and a real-life case to illustrate just how rare and how important this blood type truly is. Blood is not just about the familiar A, B, AB, and O blood types. There are actually over 30 blood group systems recognized by the International Society of Blood Transfusion. And the Rh system is one of the most clinically significant. The Rh null blood is one of the rarest in the world. As I stated, it is known as golden blood due to how extremely rare it truly is. The Rh system is second only to the ABO system in terms of importance in transfusion medicine. The system includes over 60 antigens, but the most critical is the D antigen. When someone has the D antigen, they are called Rh positive. If they lack the D antigen, they are Rh negative. These antigens are proteins on the surface of red blood cells and are important because they can trigger some serious immune reactions if mismatched in transfusions or during pregnancy. Now imagine a person whose red blood cells completely lack all Rh antigens. That's what the Rh null blood type is. It is extremely rare, with fewer than 50 people worldwide. This means the individual doesn't just lack the D antigen, but all the antigens in the Rh system. And it's referred to as golden blood, but it's not because of its color, but because of its immense value in medical science and in transfusion medicine. Individuals who are Rh null are known as universal donors for other rare Rh types. But these individuals themselves can only receive Rh null blood. Rh null was first discovered in 1961 in an Aboriginal Australian woman. And since then, only a handful of cases have even been reported. Every new discovery is significant because individuals with Rh null blood can only receive transfusions from other Rh null donors. The rarity of compatible donors makes every drop of blood incredibly valuable. The Rh null blood type is now recognized globally by blood banks and by researchers. And each case is also valuable for medical science and for transfusion planning. The Rh null blood type is not just rare, it also has clinical implications. People with this blood type may have mild to moderate hemolytic anemia, due to how fragile their red blood cells are. The absence of these Rh proteins, which actually help maintain red blood cell structure, causes abnormalities in the membrane of the red blood cells, making these cells more prone to breaking down. Individuals with Rh null require careful medical monitoring, but these individuals can live a normal and healthy life. In transfusion medicine, Rh null blood is considered universally compatible for anyone with rare Rh antigen deficiencies. However, this doesn't mean that it's just available for anyone. Because it's so extremely rare, it has to be reserved for very specific cases. And international networks often coordinate to locate compatible units. Individuals who are Rh null are also incompatible to receive common Rh positive and Rh negative blood types. They can only receive other Rh null blood. Because of this, and because of its extreme rarity, blood donations are frozen and stored long term. The donations are treated with the utmost care to preserve them because it is so difficult to find people who are able to donate this type of blood. Now I'm going to tell you about a real life case of someone with Rh null. Around 40 years ago, a 10-year-old boy named Thomas went into the University Hospital of Geneva with a routine childhood infection, and he had routine blood tests done because of this, and it was revealed something extremely curious. He appeared to be missing an entire blood group system. His case was confirmed by genetic testing that he was indeed Rh null and lacked all the Rh antigens in the system. This case brought attention to the logistical and the ethical challenges of storing and using such a rare blood type. Thomas became part of a very small network of Rh null individuals, and his blood is now tracked and stored as a global resource. So what causes Rh null? Well, it's a genetic condition, most often due to mutations in the RHAG gene. This gene encodes a protein necessary for Rh antigen expression. If RHAG is missing or defective, the entire Rh antigen system fails to form on red blood cells. In most cases, the condition is inherited, but sometimes it arises spontaneously. It does require genetic testing for confirmation. Now imagine needing a blood transfusion, and only about 10 people in the world might be able to help you. That's the reality for Rh null individuals. Blood donation logistics are incredibly difficult. Donors and recipients are often linked in global registries, and a donation might need to travel thousands of miles. For this reason, People with Rh null are often asked to donate blood in advance, so it can be frozen and stored for their own individual needs, because there are so very few compatible donors. For emergency transfusions, they are extremely complex and difficult to coordinate. Besides its use in transfusions, Rh null blood is also extremely valuable in research. Because these red cells lack Rh antigens entirely, scientists can use them to study the function and the structure of red blood cell membranes, immune reactions, and even to understand the evolutionary biology of blood types. It helps researchers investigate how blood antigens interact with diseases and with medications. It helps understand Rh antigen function and related disorders, and it's used in immunology and genetic studies. It's extremely limited in its availability, but it's a powerful scientific tool. It's very critical for healthcare professionals to be aware of Rh null, even though it is so rare. A misdiagnosis could be dangerous, especially in emergencies. Public awareness is also helpful. Many people with rare blood types don't know it until they need surgery or a transfusion. Early identification helps with long-term care. Public awareness can increase rare blood donor registration. And every Rh null case helps advance science. Awareness and donor registration programs can literally save lives, especially for individuals with phenotypes as rare as Rh null. To conclude, Rh null is more than just a medical curiosity. It is a rare genetic phenomenon that has given us incredible insights into the human body, the science of immunohematology, and the challenges of transfusion medicine. The individuals who live with Rh null blood help advance science just by existing, and that makes their stories worth knowing. Rh null is the rarest blood type in the world. Awareness and donation literally saves lives. Thank you all for your attention, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have about the Rh null blood or the Rh system in general. Thank you.